back to my channel. Hicks here from 1036. I wanted to make a video on Blazons. I know I already have a few videos on it, but this is actually going to speed up your process a little bit. So Blazons are a pain in the butt. We all know that. We all hate doing them. And that's why I have quite a few boxes laying around right now, because I just don't do them very often. So I just wanted to show you guys the fastest maybe process how to do them. If not, you can absolutely comment in below how you do it, how it's even faster than how I'm doing it. And this actually, the way that I'm doing it, the way that I'm going to show you is going to be a very comprehensive on the entire process of your Blazons. So here we go. Let's just open a couple of boxes. I usually open the max amount of boxes, depending on how many you have. Usually it's like 2.5 to 3, depending on how many you have locked. This is like, what, 2.25 about, and then you go to one of your buildings. First thing you want to do is, before you go into your Blazons, you want to smelt. That kind of already eliminates quite a few Blazons that you do not have to sift through. So let's go in here, and if you have seen my inheriting and cultivating video, I'm going to share a link in the description below. So if you need a little more detail on how to do it, you can look at that video, but here let's just go through it. I don't have to change anything up here. I just have to hit confirm and then auto select and smelt. Now I have gotten another 294 Blazons, and it only it smelted the Blazons that I really don't want. And now after this process, I go into my Blazons, and I usually start at ground, and you still have to kind of go all the way through the entire process. And if you've watched my first Blazon video, it kind of showed how painful it can be. It is a lengthy process. So I already have excluded quite a few Blazons this way. That being said, you can even narrow it down further so that you don't have to look at all of them. And here we go. So you go click on the first one you want to do, you do change, and now before you kind of look through every single one of them, kind of have to, you can see it's still a lot to go through. And just to show you that it actually does make a difference, hopefully this one actually does have some Blazons that are not part of the filters. Let's just count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 total. And so I'd have to look through all 19. Let's do the Blazon filters. I already have it selected the way that I want, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm going to do the count here first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I eliminated 9 Blazons that I do not have to look through because they do not meet the criteria that I'm looking for. Now, what is the criteria that I'm looking for? Let's go back to the Blazons. And before, if you've never touched the Blazon filters, what it looks like is this. It's set to 11000. And if you've played with it before, it probably looks different. You don't quite know what to set it to, and that's how it was for me, at least. I tried to play with a filter option, and I just didn't quite understand it. So I just want to help you guys out if you are still having trouble with that yourself. If you understand the system quite well, maybe you don't even need this video. But I know that there are quite a few players out there that are still struggling with the Blazons, especially with the speed of doing a Blazons, so this hopefully will help you. First off, the first two you don't even have to touch. It is set to the exact Blazon that you're working on. The troop type, which is ground, and the Blazon shadow, that is the very first one, if you kind of see underneath here. So you don't have to change that. I did try selecting all 6 of them, but it did not change any of it. So you really, unfortunately, you can't select all six, it appears. So the next one, you want to select both. Then for the buff type, you want attack, defense, and HP. You do want to get rid of the load and the training capacity. For the effective condition, you want attack, defense, and overall. The overall is the universal buff, so that is generally the one that I prefer the most. The rest, you kind of want to get rid of, kind of eliminates more blazons that you have to look through. So that is actually quite nice. For monsters, you probably want to keep them, sorry, for mounted, you probably want to keep the monster one selected, but we are in ground and I do not need that. So the selection is 1, 1, 2, 3, 3. So I already hit confirm anyways, but let's do confirm. And from 19 down to 10. Now I only have to look through through these 10 blazons to see if there's anything that I like. Here is one that I like. This is the universal blazon, the overall that I was showing you in the filter right here. The overall, that is the one. Let's actually, since this one has one of those, I can prove you that this is actually that one. So let's go. Even the first ones are gone, the red ones that I had selected. So it does not have the universal blazon for me. And as you can see, this is a lot less than 10. So you do want to select the overall, that is your universal blazon. And here's this one back again. All right, so where is it? That is the one that I want to select. Here we go. That is for defense. And let's keep going. That is it for ground. So instead of having to sift through even more than 19 blazons if I hadn't smelted them before, then this would have just taken me forever. All right, so this was the first one. That is all I need for the shadow. Let's just go to the next one. And I already have this blazon filter set up for all of mine. Every single time you enter into one of your blazons and you change it, you need to just click on the blazon filter and confirm that you have to do that every single time. Otherwise, it will not eliminate the ones that you don't want to look at. And then you just click through. Right here, defending, that is not matching. This is offense, this is defense. And all right, that's about it. Next, change, select the filters and click through. All right, next, change the filters. A little more here, I guess. That's about it. That was fire. Next, filters. So once you get a hang of this, it goes so much faster. All right, there's another one. Defending. So if I don't know if you're familiar yet with the difference between justice and sacrifice. I explained that quite in detail in my first video, but maybe you've done the blazons a couple of times and you kind of started getting familiar with them. Justice is offense, sacrifice is defense for ground, and you have an offensive set and defensive set for the other troop types as well, besides mounted. But yes, so this one is defending ground troop HP, and this is the defensive set. So I am selecting that, and we'll keep going. So that's about it. That is wind, filter, justice, defending, not matching. All right, so This was ground, and I did this in just a few minutes. Especially, probably took me even a little bit longer because I explained it to you guys. But as you saw, super super fast in comparison to my very first video. Probably saw how I did it then. Yes, I was explaining a lot then as well, but this does make it so much faster. So um, now you can do this for arranged, mounted, and siege. The way that you have selected your uh, the filters for the smeltering, it does keep a lot of the mounted blazons in there. So let's do the mounted real quick just to show you, because it does have the monsters, right? So let's do the change blazon filter. And now we have this. And just to go through, it will take a lot longer. There's a soul, there's this attacking. Don't like that necessarily for monster. And to be fair, this one I actually don't need to look through anyways, because I already have the perfect, never mind, I actually do, because I forgot I have a different set. So the honor set, I have a universal one, quite nice. Ooh, another one, perfect, look at that. But my soul, I don't have to select any double for soul because this is, oh, this is honor. Because here, let me show you guys. You may have already seen it, but this is my soul set. This is all monster, one of my favorite. Anyways, this is for mounted. It does take a little bit longer because you have the monster attribute still in there. Let's see, this one, yeah, it does keep training capacity because it has the defense. So, there are some mixed ones in there. Honor and defending, don't like that as much. I'd rather go for offense or universal, but not for defense. Okay. Taking a lot longer than the ground, as you saw, because I have extra blazons in there. All right, so I did the rest of my blazons on my own time, just to speed it up for you guys. And just something that I came across, if you speed up your process, is that it happened to me a couple times accidentally, that when I went on the filters, I accidentally hit select all, then it selects all of them. So I just did reset again and selected the ones that I want. So it is a little bit annoying if you do accidentally hit the wrong button, but if you're pretty efficient, you always just hit confirm and you have everything that you need. That is just something that I came across, but overall, this process has been sped up tremendously for me, so this is pretty darn nice. Now, the next step after you've selected all the ones that you want to keep, that you gave it a lock, the one that I want to work on is this one right here, because the one that I had on there before was the third one was nice, and then the fourth one was not a combat one, that was a monster one. So let's just see what I can get from here, just to finish up the process from opening the boxes to smeltering to selecting the blazons, then upgrading your blazons, and then even cultivating. So this is really just a very comprehensive way of working on your blazons. So yeah, let's upgrade this one, auto select, go all the way up to 10, see if I get what I want. Attacking mounted troop defense. All right, I can live with that. Let's see if 15 is acceptable. Reinforcing. It is both offense, not offense, it's both combat. One is specifically for offense, this one is for defense. I might actually be okay with that. This is universal, so yeah, I think I'll stick with that. That's fine. It's not perfect. Maybe I'll get something later on, but I want to get rid of the rest of my blazons so that I can cultivate and start over if I wanted to, because I have more boxes to open. Let's just, okay, where am I going to do that? Something fast. This one in rally. Oh no, this one has a monster as well. Let's see if we can change that real quick. That is justice. Let's get to 10. Training capacity, don't like it. Justice. Monster. Come on, Evony. I immediately unlock the ones that I don't like. Here you see it's the ground troop defense and the one with monster. I already used the other one. Oh wait, no, that's not it. That's the one that I just got. Okay, don't want that either. But I did use up one of the level 10s that I worked my way up to, and I don't want this. Justice. All right. Yes, I'm losing a few points for the blazon, but let's see. Yeah, always one level below kind of thing. I know this will kind of go to level 13 or something, I think. 12, even less, and this is load. Not a fan. All right, now I've used up all my blazons here, and I'm okay with that. So this process is probably only recommended if you kind of already have a blazon that you can work with. Like I said, I have this one, so I'm going back to that. I mean, it is at level 19, and I have other attributes here that I can work with, at least in combat, and then I have the monster, I guess, but don't necessarily need that. All right, so now that I've used up all of my blazons, the next step that I want to do is I want to cultivate, and that is where I select one of my blazons that I really, really like. This is Siege and my attack. This is a perfect blazon right there. Very hard to get, very rare. Yes, it is not the attacking siege attack, but it is always active, right, in offense and in defense. So I'm very happy with that. Then we go to cultivate, and now the stones that you have smelted are right here. And I'm making plus 100. Nope. Nope. All right, and then you just cultivate either until you don't have anything up here anymore, or you want to stop for now. But yeah, I'm going to leave this as that because these are way too many stones to get through on the video. I hope you understood what I was trying to show you, like the entire comprehensive process for your blazons. And if you do this a little more frequently because you have enough chests, then this will speed up the process overall. So from opening the boxes to smelting to selecting your blazons, then to upgrading your blazons, and then to actually cultivating your blazons. All right. Hopefully this actually did help you quite a lot. It did help me speed up the process for sure. Just because I kind of went over everything in this video and it's kind of a comprehensive video. So I'm going to just, for the smelting part, I'm going to show you the filters So you don't necessarily have to click on the other video, but the other video is probably still going to be way more detailed than this one right here if you don't have any idea about cultivating as well as inheriting, because I'm not going over inheriting in this video. So the filters I am selecting for the smelting are ranged, ground, and siege. I want to keep the mounted unchecked. I do not want to smelter any mounted troop blazons. Then any fire, ocean, wind, earth, light, shadow is totally fine with me as long as the other criteria are met. Also, justice, valor, honor, honesty, sacrifice, compassion, soul, humility, that is all fine. Now, where it gets detailed is what do I want to smelter? I want to smelter the weight loading as well as the training capacity. I do want to keep attack, defense, HP. And then for the effective condition, kind of the same thing. I do want to keep attacking and defending. If you select the overall, that actually eliminates pretty much everything. I've tried that. It is kind of an oddball, but it does keep your universal blazons even if you select this, because it is part of the attacking defending, right, that we want to keep. Then the other one I'm okay with selecting is the on monsters, because as you remember, I deselected the mounted. Yeah, so this is the smeltering filter that I've selected, and then really what you need to do is opening the boxes, go into your smelter, hit confirm, and then auto select and smelt. So I actually can smelter or smelt this one as well. Not going to do that now, but hopefully this helped you understand. And as you can see, actually reset, yeah. So with the level 12, I can get 153 stones out of that. Okay, hopefully this helped you speed up your process. And if it did, share with your alliance, like if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next round.